Alright guys, welcome to the video. We are here with the online coach and someone who's inspired me, motivated me to do what I do now. That's why I wanted to come out here and interview him. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you for coming, man.
Alright, so the first question I want to ask you is, how it all started for you? The gym, fitness, just the overall passion you now have for fitness, where did it first come from?
It came from basketball, man. I played ball from like 4th grade all the way up to junior year of high school. And I started in like middle school. I would be in my room doing push-ups. Like I had a dumbbell set, like two 10-pound dumbbells. I would put them together and just like in my room doing curls, abs. It started from basketball. I wanted to get stronger. I was a shorter guy.
Okay.
So I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to get faster. I wanted to improve my vertical, and it worked. And like I was quicker. I was stronger. I jumped higher than most people around me playing ball. And I like the fact that you put in work and you get results.
Yep.
So after high school, I stopped playing basketball, and then I got hooked with the whole gym bodybuilding thing.
Okay. All right. When did you realize you wanted to help people all over the world get in shape, and how did you get started and take off? And you took off as, in my opinion, you're one of the most recognizable coaches in the industry.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah. Give me goosebumps. It happened when I was still working like my day job. I was selling insurance. I worked for Farmers Insurance, so I was a agent selling everything, life, fire, all insurance. I was behind a desk, and that was when Facebook was up and like Facebook was big, and I competed. My first show, I think 2009. I did a show, and then I was posting myself on Facebook, and then I started getting like messages, people asking like, how did you do it, and could you help me, could you put together a meal plan. That was when I was doing meal plans. So I was doing it for free. I was helping people, just giving them like a basic meal plan to follow, and then like a workout split, and it just started growing. After that, like people were just referring friends, and then Instagram came. And I was like, I need a profile name. I was like, what am I doing right now? I was online coaching, on the side. So I put out the online coach.
Oh, okay. When you first started YouTube, and having the experience you have now, what would you have done differently? Because I know everyone starts somewhere. In the beginning, it's not the best, but you gain that experience.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you would have done differently in the beginning?
I don't think I would have done anything differently, man. I think honestly, like you gotta do you. You gotta learn. You gotta go through that trial and error and get better and improve. Yeah. The one thing that I wish I kind of would have stepped up sooner was like camera quality, editing. Just even though my blogs are pretty basic now, but just adding better quality with the camera. I went through like probably 2 or 3 cameras until I got to the one that I'm doing now.
Okay.
And a big part was just hooking up with Javon when I went to Texas, visited Christian. He just like motivated me to step up like my quality.
His videos are insane.
I'm not trying to be a Javon, but
his videos are insane.
I wanted better quality with at least my footage.
Okay, gotcha. How do you look at success, and how have you dealt with obstacles along the way to get you where you are now?
The way that I look at success now, the past couple years, has really changed. It's a little different for me versus other YouTubers. I have kids. I have 2 daughters with Sonia now, and I have Sonia, and my subs don't know this, but I have another daughter with my ex-wife. Drama there that I don't talk about, but I'm not allowed to see my daughter. I just kind of given up with the drama, and I pay my child support. It's a ton. Get it done, But I just leave that negativity out there. But the main thing is, I look at success as an obligation, a duty. I have to do it. My family relies on me to provide for them. And I'm proud to say that my wife stays home and she's able to, stay with the kids, not have to go to work. We don't have to pay for a babysitter. I've worked up to that. That was always my goal, for me to be able to have my wife stay home and just enjoy life with the kids, and me worry about finance. So I look at success as that, man. Like, just it's not even for me; it's for my family.
All right. Yeah, that's something I learned from you too. I remember you saying in one of your videos, you have to breathe it, talk about it nonstop, and that's what I do. And
Yeah.
it's because of you, man. All right. With everything that you've achieved and the amount of success that you've had thus far, has that changed the way people approach you?
I've always been the guy that doesn't smile. I don't smile, man. You got to make me smile. Like, even in pictures, people are like, "Why don't you smile?" Like, I'm not a smiler. I'm not that guy. You know, and I'm not gonna try to change it for YouTube. Like, why don't you smile? Like,
Yeah.
people, you get a lot of criticism. No, so I have a lot of people have told me that I'm not very approachable. Like, especially in the gym, because when I'm at the gym, I have my, like, especially a commercial gym, headphones are on. I'm serious. Like, I want to. My training is number one.
Yeah.
But a lot of people tell me once we become friends, once we know each other, it totally changes that impression.
Okay.
Christian is exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's really funny, yeah.
Just all business until, there's pleasure.
Yeah.
One of the many reasons that I'm grateful to have found you and your channel is that you've always preached to the younger generation not to worry about aesthetics and being shredded, and to make sure that they're taking advantage of their young years and growing. What would you tell someone that's having trouble going on a long surplus because they're scared of gaining too much fat, too much body fat?
How old are you?
24.
24. You're still a young buck. Right? You still got years, man. I would say this whole aesthetic thing, this whole aesthetic fad, like, you give me I would ask that kid, what is your definition of aesthetic? They'd be like, abs, right? Like, being shredded. But you can't be aesthetic without muscle. You can't be super lean. You're gonna look like an Abercrombie model.
Yeah.
And that's this aesthetic thing. It's not. You don't want to look like an Abercrombie model. You want to have that muscle maturity, that density, and being lean. So I would say, and it takes years. It takes years to put on that muscle. And if you're cutting, bulking, and you're just constantly in a deficit, getting your body fat down, you're gonna hinder your long-term progress.
Okay.
So instead of, cutting every year versus staying in a surplus for 2-3 years at a time, the muscle's gonna come on faster, easier.
You probably get a lot of people asking you about the gym. It's a nice gym, man. By the way.
Thank you.
How did you get all of this started? What advice would you give to someone trying to open their own gym?
It's pretty much self-funded for myself. I mean, financially, you got to be in a position where you're not gonna throw all your eggs in a basket. You want to either save your money and put it aside for the gym, for the equipment, because the equipment is the priciest part, and then the lease part, you need to be able to afford the lease for the spot. But for a young kid, I would say just save your money, well, especially while you're like living at home. Like most kids these days living at home, you have the chance to save that money for some type of investment like a gym. Don't just stay at home and party and spend your money on kicks when you don't have a goal to reach.
A lot of people use the excuse of not having time because they work and they have to get home to their families. How do you balance out being a husband, a father, a coach, a YouTuber, and an owner of a gym?
It's a lot, man. I didn't even know I did all that. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie and say it's easy. It's really having that in your head that you want to prioritize things. Like, you have to put it on the scale where it's important. You don't want to just focus on one thing and then like leave the other ones, neglect the other ones. But it's tough. You just time management, and you just have to take a step back and look at everything, have it balanced.
Where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? Tankster. What's up, man?
What's up? On time. 5 to 10 years from now, I would like to open. My goal, the next 3 years, is 3 more of the campuses.
For the next 3 years?
Yeah. More
And
strategic places, strategic spots.
Anything in mind as to a specific
Probably
spot?
San Diego, LA, maybe New York.
New York.
Just more strategic where the niche for this type of gym is. Because in Temecula, it's not very big. The whole strength training, powerlifting thing is not too big here. A lot of people still go to the commercial gyms.
Yeah.
But 5-10 years, 10 years, definitely, I want to be retired. 5 years, three more of these, and also looking into doing more investing, like more real estate,
Okay.
like apartments, maybe shopping centers.
That's awesome, man. I've been following you. I saw this place get built. Can't wait to see how everything else turns out for you, man. All right, last question. I myself love sneakers and been collecting for over 10 years. When did you find yourself fall in love with sneakers and collecting?
Since I was a baby, man. I think it's just a Filipino thing. If you guys don't know, I'm full Filipino, and then it doesn't help playing basketball. Like, those two things combined just makes you a little shoe whore, yeah, as a kid, my parents, we weren't well off. It was a big deal for me to pick up a new pair of shoes. So as a kid growing up, like I always see the Jordans, the 11s, really the Concords. I really wanted those. My dad couldn't afford to get them for me, and I understood that. So it started when I was young, man. Just they're goals for me when I was a kid, and it just never left me.
All right, well, that's the interview, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you, Coach. Again, appreciate it. Appreciate everything you've done, not only for me, but for like thousands of people all over the world. You're changing lives, and just appreciate you, man.
I appreciate that, man. I'm getting goosebumps, like I said, for this whole interview.
All right, if you guys like the video, please like the video, share, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Ladies.